He's come under some criticism, actually, guys, because this crop of players, this group of players, when you look at the talent in that starting 11, should be achieving a lot more than they are achieving at the moment. So whose feet does it fall out? Whose responsibility is that, Harmy?
I don't know, to be honest. I really don't. Is it the top end who... But what's the message you're trying to achieve? Are you trying to produce players that's going to go and play for England? Because if you are, you look at the England team that played last night at Wembley. A lot of them have come through in under 21s and played in major tournaments and things like that. So, is that the job description in the brief? I think you've got to be careful on what you're trying to achieve. With you could have the best under 21 team in the world if you've got a poor national side. There's a difference. The progression's coming through. There is a progression coming through. I disagree with what he's saying there about not having too much game time. Because in the past, a lot of 21s managers will say, "Well, my players aren't exposed enough to the Premier League, and they're not exposed enough." So you're damned if you do and damned if you don't on that front. So
and they should have the most energy out of any players. They're young.
You look at that. Look at that squad.
You're playing in the European Championships under 21s. You can't wait to play for England.
Yeah.
You can't have that as an excuse. I mean, one shot on target is quite embarrassing, really. I mean, with the players they've got on the pitch, they should be creating a lot more chances.
Let me read you this front three that they had last night: Hudson-Odoi, Nketiah and Smith-Rowe. Aidy and Nketiah are in and out of the team, I get that, but Hudson-Odoi and Smith-Rowe are playing for top clubs and they're starting for top clubs. So how are they not getting a shot on target against Switzerland at under 21 level?
You look at the players that actually James Ward-Prowse played, Chilwell, they've all come through that under 21 system. And they actually played at Wembley last night, and potentially could win the Euros for England. So I think it's a hard one to define what that role is.
But how would you? I wouldn't say that you could credit Aidy Boothroyd with their success. I'd say you credit their clubs with that, surely.
But there's a stepping stone through.
Yeah, but would you flip it around? Because I would say when you that talent that you just mentioned there that he's had while he's been in charge in the under 21s, and you can extend it out. Harvey Barnes, Jack Grealish as well, Wan-Bissaka, James Maddison, Tammy Abraham. How is he not succeeding with those? At some point, do we have to look at Aidy Boothroyd and say, if this was, for example, if this was Gareth Southgate at this international level, what we're all saying to Gareth Southgate is, look at all these talented players you've got. If you can't succeed with them, you're not the right man for the job. So at some point, does Aidy Boothroyd have to take responsibility and say, why am I not succeeding with these amazing young players that are now going on to teams and starting in top Premier League teams and also now going on to play for their country?
Absolutely, totally right.
Yeah.